Hey guys, it's Paradise, and whether you're just jumping into Battlefield 6 for the first time or you're already grinding out your loadouts, now is the perfect time to run through a bunch of tips that will help you win more fights and make the most of your time in game. And hey, if I miss anything here, drop it in the comments as we're all learning this together. First up, if you're trying to level your guns as fast as possible to unlock all of the attachments, then domination is the way to go. We've tested the different game modes to see which ones reward consistent and quick XP, and for us, domination came out on top. The matches are short, around 6 minutes long, and they're packed with action, so you can easily walk out with 2,000 to 3,000 weapon XP if you're actively playing objectives and getting kills. It's up there for being one of the most efficient game modes right now to grind attachments or to try out all the guns, so give it a go. Next up, Battlefield 6 of course has all this fancy new movement, and one of the things that we were scratching our heads trying to figure out how you do is the slide, because if you just tap the usual crouch button while sprinting like you would in other games, this will just put you into a crouching sprint. You need to double tap the crouch key while running to do a slide, and this can even be chained from a jump for increased distance, making it a great option if you're getting shot at while indoors and need to get away. And here's something new that a lot of players are missing out on, it's flick look. This allows you to quickly do a 180-degree snap behind you, and you can do this by pressing the designated flick stick button. It's basically a panic turn, and it's insanely useful for console players especially, but you can do it on mouse and keyboard as well. All you need to do to set this up is head to the controller or mouse and keyboard menu and assign it to a button of your choice. It's super fluid once you get used to it, and can save your life more often than you would think. Just make sure to enable it in your settings and practice a bit in the firing range first. Next up, it's useful to know that tanks can feel a bit vulnerable compared to other Battlefield games. This is because of the new damage system. When your vehicle takes damage, you can only repair it up to a certain health threshold using the self-repair, and once it drops below one of those, you can't heal past it unless you're running an engineer or use a proper repair station. This is like a soft cap system, and it catches a lot of people off guard. The good news though, these repair stations are scattered across the map, and they're super useful mid-match. If you're not playing the engineer, make sure to take a mental note of where they are, as they will save your vehicle more often than you think. Another reason that those repair stations are a must-know is because they don't just heal vehicles, they also refill your limited ammo too. So your things like tank shells and secondary weapons will get topped up, and you'll be surprised how often you run low mid-push and then can just swing by one to top up and stay in the fight. Also, something a lot of players miss, if you run out of your current shell type in a tank, you can press the shell switch button again to switch to your backup type of ammo. So you can actually toggle between multi-purpose and armor-piercing shells without having to redeploy the tank or anything like that, even if one of them is empty. Now, tanks aren't the only thing that run out of ammo easily. Running out of ammo as assault is a real issue, especially if you're pushing hard or playing aggressive. But there's actually a way to increase your maximum ammo count. All you need to do is swap out your secondary weapon and equip a gadget instead. It frees up a slot and automatically gives you more maximum primary ammo to carry in the fight. Yes, you lose your shotgun, but if you're confident with your main weapon, it's a solid trade-off. And that leads perfectly into our next tip. Because if you are playing assault and you're not using the incendiary grenade launcher, what are you even doing? Because this thing is nuts. It's perfect for clearing rooms, breaking pushes, or just denying an area when you know the enemies are about to flood in. It's especially strong on domination or breakthrough maps with tight objectives, so just pop it in a doorway and they're not getting in. It also stops enemies from aiming down their sights and makes them move incredibly slowly, which means as long as they don't have something like a shotgun in hand to one-shot you with, they're going to have a hard time fighting back, especially because it damages them as well. And speaking of escaping or pushing, we don't currently have the sledgehammer in the beta that's able to break through walls and different areas. But if you want to get through windows, don't forget you can simply vault through them to break them. Some maps have whole flanking routes that are locked behind breakable glass. You don't even need to shoot it, just sprint and vault through them. You can also get creative, especially in more vertical maps where second floor escapes can keep you alive and allow you to reposition. Now, if you're playing a medic, your defib can actually do a quick revive just by tapping it, which will heal your allies to 50% health. Or if you hold it down and fully charge it, it will put them to full health when they revive, which is great if you know your teammates are going to get shot the second they stand up. But if you're mid-fight, a quick tap and bounce can be worth it. So learning when to go for which one is great, and ideally, you should be making use of the new drag mechanic to get them out of the way anyway, because something new in Battlefield 6 is the drag revive mechanic. You can now pull downed teammates out of danger before reviving them. This is super useful if they're stuck in open ground or under fire. As you can see here from our testing, there doesn't seem to be a difference in revive speed both in or out of combat when rezzing or dragging and rezzing, so you can go for whichever one makes sense for the situation, although this might change in the future with updates and rebalancing. And when you are down, you shouldn't just sit there. Holding down the request revive button actually slows down your bleed out timer and pings you to nearby medics or squad mates. This lets them know that you're still waiting, and it gives them more time to reach you. And in close matches, that one extra revive can seriously swing momentum. Also, while you're down, you can still ping enemies, allowing you to spot players for incoming teammates. Sniping has also got a throwback feature. They brought back the sweet spot mechanic from Battlefield 5. If you're shooting from the right distance, usually mid-range of around 80 plus meters, your shots get bonus damage and can even one-shot to the upper chest. This makes sniping feel way better, as you can quickly go from target to target if you reposition in a sneaky spot at the right distance. But there is also a tell. If a sniper's aiming at you from their sweet spot, their scope will actually show a rainbow tint. So use this as a visual warning and reposition as quickly as possible, and remember, smokes are a great counter for getting across no man's land. Battlefield 6 even has a firing range, and we don't see a lot of new players making use of it. It's a very solid tool to test out attachments, recoil control, and the overall feel of the different weapons. You can also test the time to kill differences across setups, and since Battlefield 6 has added in floating damage numbers, you can see exactly how much each individual bullet is dealing. This helps you figure out what works best without wasting time in a match. Furthermore, it looks like Bloom is back in Battlefield 6 as well, which is pretty standard for Battlefield and Call of Duty games. So continuously firing your weapon while aiming will worsen your shot accuracy and increase the bloom further. You can actually see the weapon's recoil patterns by shooting at this glass window behind in the training room. So if you're not sure which attachments, grips or barrels to use, you can test them out here first. Now when you're building out your weapons, you want to pay attention to these three stats: muzzle velocity, precision, and the headshot multiplier. Muzzle velocity helps your bullets hit faster and go further, especially on longer ranged guns. Precision will tighten your spread, which is great for tap firing or semi-automatic weapons. And that headshot multiplier, it is huge, especially in a game where skilled shots can drop people faster than just spraying. For headshots, there are some additional attachments for some weapons that you can unlock that will increase the headshot damage multiplier, so keep an eye out for those. And there you have it, some quick tips to help you win more in Battlefield 6. If this did help you out, tag your squad and drop a like down below, or hit us up with your own tips in the comments. We're always down for testing out new strategies, and yes, we will have more Battlefield 6 content coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed down below. Here at Arix Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.